YouTube or one of those things. But regardless, thanks for joining us. I'm Obi-Shawn Crosby. And we are Jeffless today, unless he chimes in later on. He's at a memorial service, sad to hear. So it's just Colleen and I for the night with Kit, wherever Kit may be. It should be. Let me up the volume over here.
Okay, that sounds wow.
Oh, yeah. We can totally
there I am now.
Look at you.
Now, if only we were online.
We should be online.
We are both just chatting and offline on Twitch.
That's weird.
So, like...
Oh, okay. Well, I got the radio up and doing its thing.
Cool.
Which is weird. Never a dull moment.
Yes.
Go over and look and see what all says is working. No Jeff tonight, so we're just kind of kicking it, taking it easy, and being chill.
Okay.
I see us over on Facebook.
I do too, except still not on Twitch.
Well, what the what? Let me go look at that and see.
Awesome. This last week was action-packed for Sean and I.
I guess so. We sure did seem to be pretty busy.
Yeah, I'm going to open up my calendar because I feel like there was more in the calendar than is showing. Oh, so quiet. Sorry, guys.
That's right. Well, we were showing up on YouTube, and then...
And now we're not?
We're not. There's this thing that keeps... It keeps giving me... It keeps giving me these little pop-up things. You can now do this on YouTube. You can now do that on YouTube. And then the image, goes away of us when it does that. So. Well,
Kelly is hearing us over on Facebook. And, we've got... Jeff, are you trying to call in? Because I see Jeff in the chat.
I know, he's there.
So, and hey, Lisa, and I don't know if I mentioned Kelly was over on Facebook, and Rosie is...
Oh, I see. He said they didn't end up going to the memorial service.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we should try to get Zoom all set up and
yeah.
Get Jeff on in there. That's pretty funny.
You should have let us know that you were available, Jeff.
It has been a week. We have been just crazy busy and kind of things. All right. Let's see here.
Okay, well, Zoom is working in case Jeff wants to join us.
Okay.
And if not, then...
Well, I will go pop myself in there too.
Yeah.
And we'll see what's up. Gosh, we're just wiped out tonight.
There he is.
It's been a week, and lots of fatigue was had by all, I think.
Okay, now... Sorry, guys, this takes just a minute to get this set up.
It does. All right,
Okay.
You there, Jeff?
Yes.
Sorry, guys, this takes just a minute.
All righty, let me get Jeff in on our...
Right.
You there, Jeff?
Yes.
All righty, let me get Jeff in on our... I hear us somewhere, so wherever... All right.
Somewhere.
It's playing
and
somewhere.
And Twitch seems to be working for me
I
now.
hear us somewhere, so
Yeah.
wherever...
Somewhere.
It's playing.
And
Ooh, there we are.
Excellent. Well, I'm sorry you didn't get to go to your memorial service.
Well, it was an issue of having it at 5 o'clock at Hemet. So,
Yeah, that sounds difficult
Yeah.
to get to.
yeah. So we're actually contributing to a charity of their name, basically.
Well,
Instead.
that's nice.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, so let me see what's going on. So last week, we've got Laura and Chris and Talon Thorne over
Yep.
on Twitch.
Oof.
Hi, Alan. He's over on Facebook along with Kelly. Anyway, last week, blah 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 blah. Sean and I went to go see Funny Girl on Friday, which is playing locally in downtown LA at the Amundsen.
For like
And
its final week. I think it's in its last bit of its run.
while we found the show enjoyable, I've never seen Funny Girl for whatever reason. And so I didn't know what the story was. And I still don't know what the story is. I mean, I do.
Geez.
But the sound, following tradition of the local plays that we've seen, the sound was muddy whenever they were singing.
Yeah.
And they sang a lot.
It's been a bit of a problem in that the theaters in the area can either have great sound, and I've been going to the Amundsen since I was like in junior high school. It's been something like 45 years that I've been going to the Amundsen. And I've seen a lot of really great plays there. I saw Katharine Hepburn. I met Katharine Hepburn there in a play that she was doing, which was really great. And we've seen plays that sucked. Colleen and I went and saw Titanic. I think we got in for free, and we were still unimpressed. But one of the things that we've never really had happen in the Amundsen is just the inability to hear what was going on the stage. And
Gotcha.
the sound's usually pretty good. And the more I think about this, the more I feel like the sound mix was off and the orchestra was too loud. Because basically what would happen is, like, there's a musical number that is the female lead and the male lead, and they sing at each other, and then they sing together. And we just couldn't really hear them very well. So as they try to move the plot along in song, that part wasn't really working for us because it was all just kind of this kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
It was like Chopper was singing. It was like,
It's very familiar.
yeah. So that was a real bummer because these people were obviously massively talented, and the woman playing Fanny Bryce, like, and we didn't get any of the understudies. We got the regular players. She just like blew the roof off the place. She was phenomenal.
Nice.
Right.
But she was hard to hear, which was really awful.
And it wasn't that she was hard to hear. It was hard to understand what she was saying.
Yeah.
The
Right.
volume was fine. It was just that the clarity was non-existent.
I guess that's the correct way to put it. So, Melissa Manchester was in it as Fanny's mom.
Not to be confused, as I did, with Melissa Etheridge.
Right,
They're not the same person.
They are both
A little different, yeah.
popular singers that had a good career, but they're very, very different. And so, she was very much in the vein of Edith Bunker with her character. And so that made her a little hard to understand. But she sang well, and we could understand her singing, which was fine. And
Okay, good.
at the end of the play, they came out after all the bows and like the audience was kind of calmed down. The male lead came out and said, "It's Broadway Cares, and we're taking donations for, AIDS research and, whatever the charity was." And he came out and there was no orchestra playing, and we totally understood what he was saying. It was amazing. And so I'm like, it must have been the orchestra was too loud.
And this particular musical was of the type of musical where it is mostly singing.
Right.
So it wasn't full on. It wasn't an operetta,
Operetta, yeah.
but it was mostly
Yeah,
singing.
and like I said,
Cool.
super talented. The production design was great. It is a touring company, so things are a little, sort of abbreviated in the set department and things like that. But they did a really good job. The costumes weren't awful, but because we couldn't understand that they do several time jumps throughout the musical, and they like start in the future, then they backtrack and work their way up to it.
Yeah.
And that was hard to follow because we couldn't hear it. But like I said, every performer was amazing.
Hey, Liz, thank you for subscribing, Liz.
Oh my gosh, really? Thanks, Liz.
Yep.
Woo, neato.
And hey to Sam, and hey to the Ladya 1066, who I always have trouble pronouncing that. I don't know why.
The lady A?
The Lady
The
A.
Lady A.
1066.
Yeah.
Yeah. The time that we saw, what was that? The Force Awakens in there. And I think that's where we saw that.
Oh, it
And
wasn't
boy,
that theater. It wasn't
Wasn't
that
it
theater.
Amundsen?
Which one did we see it in?
We saw
The
it at the
Pantages.
Pantages.
Was the Pantages? Oh,
Yeah,
do
the
have-
Amundsen's not in Hollywood. The Amundsen is in downtown
It's
LA.
in downtown. Yeah.
So, because I remember that, it was whenever Kylo spoke, it was just Charlie Brown's teacher. It was
Right.
terrible.
And I will say that the Pantages is where we usually have sound problems. That is the theater that we
But
usually complain
it's
about.
insane because when popular plays, like pop culture plays, I would even say, when they come to Los Angeles, they are either at the Amundsen or the Pantages. So, why can't they get the sound right?
Yeah, it's I don't know. And we
supposedly.
have a lot of plays coming. So you may be hearing more complaints like this. But
Oh boy.
Yeah.
we also
Jeff's like, I want to hear you guys whine.
and we didn't take care of this. We should have taken care of this, but we didn't because it's just been a week. We got seats in the second row of the mezzanine level. So there's the floor, has all the orchestra seats and all that kind of stuff, and then there's the first balcony, which is the mezzanine level. And there's a second balcony above that. So we're on the first balcony, and we're the second row back, but we're on the far left side. And Colleen managed to get one of two obstructed view seats because there are poles right in front where they're helping you with the stairs, and they're exactly where Colleen's head goes.
So it's an unobstructed view if I go like this.
Lean way over. Right.
Or, yeah, lean over like this. But,
Oh man.
yeah.
That sucks. Hi Liz. Hi Pat.
That's what happens when you, try not to buy the most expensive tickets.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're not rich.
Yeah. Okay, so, Jeff, did you do anything exciting on Friday last week?
Friday. Not on Friday. No.
What'd you do on Saturday?
What the heck was Friday anyway? Anyway.
Friday was the 26th.
It was just work. No. I don't think I didn't do anything on Friday. Saturday, I went to Anacon, and actually, which was at the Anaheim library, and was hanging out with the Orange County Ghostbusters. So
It sounded like a fun day.
it was fun.
was
I mean,
very
I
sad to miss
lasted
it.
for about 6 hours, and then I was toast. And we were still there for another 2 or something. I don't know what it was, but it was like
Yeah.
10 to 10. It was like 10 to 4. So more like about around 3. I think I was 2:30 to 3. I was already done. So
Wow.
like about 4 hours or so. And they could see it because I'm done. And they're like, people keep coming up about, yeah, someone else is going to help you. So it was neat. I didn't really see any of the Anacon. I was pretty much just out there the entire time, with doing stuff with the kids that would come up, either the shoot a ghost thing or the science experiment section. So I
Mm-hmm.
really didn't do much of that one. It was mostly standing there and fetching darts for the the ghost shooting. Um, so I didn't get to see anything. I saw Bob Gurr walking into the library when I got there. That was about all I saw of him.
That's cool.
So it was neat to visually see Bob, but that's about it. Um, so it was a long day, and so a lot of happy kids, I suppose, and
That's
so
cool.
it's really yeah. Um, then we went directly we went from there to a barbecue that Tom was doing a barbecue at his friend's house because Tom lives up by like Sacramento area right now.
Uh-huh.
So he came down from there to do the Anacon and did a barbecue at this friend's house that they've known forever. So we went there and had that, and that was fun. Got to hang around, just sit there, really do nothing, and
Always a good time.
eat and drink and stuff like that. And then I got, there was a meeting, so that kind of stuff. That's most of what I did on Saturday.
Hmm.
We were at a different kind of meeting.
Well,
Mm.
it was a long day.
Mm.
I've been, for the past week or two, I have a relative who is currently in the Philippines and has been reaching out to me during Philippine hours. So I've had a lot of early wake ups and
It was 6 this morning.
yeah.
Oh boy,
So anyway,
I'm already up.
Saturday, I woke up early for some other reason, I think. I just woke up super early. And it was the last day of registration for Costume College. And what they did this
Oh,
year for registration is they had everybody pick a movie. I picked Casablanca. And then they randomly chose who would be, of the 6 movies that people chose, which day each of the people who, like, everybody who chose Casablanca got to choose their limited classes for Costume College on Saturday, which was the last day to pick it. So I got up
gotcha.
early and I'm like, okay, there's one class left that I'm interested in. And by the time even though I was there at the first moment, by the time I logged in, that class was already gone. It may have even already been gone, but I missed it in the list of classes that were gone.
Huh.
But that being said, that I didn't get any workshops, there are still workshops left. I'm just not interested in the ones that are left. And
Neither is anyone else, apparently.
I've been going, well, no, I mean, not true. There just might be more people, than they have seats,
Right.
so it could be that there's one
Gotcha.
seat left in any given class. Anyway, I've been going to Costume College for so many years that it doesn't really
Hmm.
matter whether I get limited classes or not. But I was up
Okay.
early to do that. And then I can't remember. We had some drama in the morning about, oh, there was another thing that there was drama about that
Of course.
we were supposed to be somewhere,
Oh,
but we were like, oh no,
yeah.
we're not.
I don't know how many of you guys use Google Calendar, but that's how we try to organize our lives is with Google Calendar.
I
And
think so. It's on my phone. So,
every once in a while, something I put on the calendar vanishes. And it could be user error. I may have put it in there wrong, or something else occurs. And so I get this call,
I'm secretly deleting all the calendar entries.
right?
I knew it.
I get this call that's like, "Hey, when can we expect you?" And I'm like, "Expect me where? There's nothing on my calendar. Did I?" And so like I missed an event last month because I messed up the calendar entry and I misread it. I thought it was in the evening and not the morning, and so I missed
Okay.
it. And so like I'm panicking. I'm like, "Oh my god, what was it?" And it was I was supposed to go help move some stuff, and I like completely spaced on it, and it was just the worst. And I felt terrible about it. But I had this very sort of organized plan for dealing with moving this stuff, and everything kind of got the gun jumped on it. And so I'm like,
I don't know if it was misunderstandings or
I don't know.
people were
And
just
I'm-
like, no, we don't want to do it that
I'm
way.
trying not to feel bad about it, but because they were counting on me to do some stuff, but they didn't let me do it my way, which was like, ugh. So that was a drag, and that like set the tone for the day. So I was just like, this for the day.
Yeah.
And like never quite calmed down.
Yeah.
Oh boy, oh boy.
All day.
And then we're on the board of newly on the board of a club that we're part of. And so it was our first day doing that, and we ran over and attended that meeting.
Yes.
I'm still not entirely sure what we're doing on
Yeah,
this board.
so it involves science fiction conventions in the area. And this is a thing, like, had they brought us on board many years ago when we were really super active in all of this stuff, I feel like we would have been much more beneficial to the group.
Okay.
We do represent some
Younger and more enthusiastic.
right, but we still represent some of the younger people in the group. But we've kind of been removed from it a little bit, and we're certainly doing a lot less than we used to do. We used to run these shows and do all this stuff and have all these crazy awesome ideas. And I'm feeling like less of that these days. So I hope that we can help. I mean, we genuinely do want to help. But later in the game, I'm feeling not particularly creative of late.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just like an age thing, or if it's a post-COVID thing, or a fatigue thing. But I'm not feeling like as creative as I used to be. And my energy level is so like I'm working on a video for the Upland Public Library for the big Star Wars Day that we always do, which this year falls on May 25th. May the 4th is Saturday. I want to get it done in time to publish it for May the 4th. Alan, I think, is on the chat over here and listening to the show, and so he and I have been working on this thing, and like I'm trying to make it happen and I'm like, ugh, and it's going so slowly, and I'm just like I tried to do some today and it didn't go very well, and so now like I got to do it tomorrow, which means I'll probably be up late Friday.
Probably, yeah.
Editing it.
Good grief, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's just crazy. And it's nothing that complicated. It's just taking a lot. And the creative juices aren't flowing. I'm like, oh, there's got to be something creative I can do. And then there's nothing. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of a bummer.
I understand that.
But while we were at the meeting, we received a lovely invitation from Eric and Liz to pop by for dinner, and so we went straight from the meeting to dinner at their house, and it was lovely, but a very early night, because as we were talking, I could feel my eyes just closing. Not that they are boring in any way at all.
No.
They're
It's just
fabulous people, but just the length of the day caught
It was
up
just
to
the
me.
fatigue of the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
So-
was,
And I have to say, I don't generally like pizza that much in our location, but the place that they go is really good. I liked the pizza that
it's pretty
Nice.
good.
yeah, we had. Yummy.
Cool. Hey, Eric. Okay.
And then Sunday, we were going to get up bright and early, but we didn't. But we went to Disneyland anyway.
Right.
For shame.
Well, we ended up. The only reason for going early is that I didn't want to be there super late, but we didn't stay super late anyway, so it worked out in my favor.
Yeah, and we were thinking of staying late enough to see the fireworks, and we actually like walked through the door when the fireworks would have started, which is like 9:30.
Yeah, so we left the park
We
around
just like didn't have the energy to stick around.
8,
Yeah.
I think.
I understand.
So,
So
Oh boy.
at Disney, we Disney bounded. We did Batu, usual
bound,
wear,
yeah.
but it was weird because as we were leaving Galaxy's Edge, there was like a phalanx of. I wouldn't call them suits. They weren't actually wearing suits,
but like
but they
Disney
were
managers.
plain clothes people wearing Disney badges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there must have been something like 12 or 15 of them
Wow.
as we walked past the Hungry Bear.
Okay.
And all of them kept saying, I love your outfits. I love your outfits. I love your outfits. And then we went over to see if we could get the warm cookies the warm chocolate chip cookies that everybody's been talking about, which we did, in fact, score warm chocolate chip cookies,
There you go.
which were fine. They were good.
Yeah, they were good.
More suits were over there or plain clothes Disney people. And someone came over and tried to make a Star Wars joke, I think, but I didn't get it. Like whatever he was trying for. Oh, that's what it was. He said something about like Empire Strikes Back. And he was like, "Were you just over with the Empire?" And we were like, "Excuse me?" Because Galaxy's Edge is not.
It was weird because we're
Empire.
like, well, it's the First Order. We were trying to be very.
Yeah, it was weird. So then we go over to the Haunted Mansion gift shop. And one of the cast members came over to us and said that she liked what we were wearing so much that she gave us honorary citizen buttons.
Nice.
While dressed as Star Wars in the in the
Haunted Mansion store.
Or in the Haunted Mansion store. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was very strange.
So it was really funny how many people made comments about what we were wearing. I mean, people do frequently because we wear them so often that, we look pretty much the part.
We're very comfortable in them. And actually, one of the things that's really funny is that, like, I can wear my Rebel General stuff in, and people are like, oh, yeah, Star Wars, whatever. If I wear my drover's coat, the long brown coat, people are like, man, you look great. I'm like, really? It must be slimming. That's all I can figure. Real quick side trip, because Jinyo asked, what's the name of the pizza place?
I think it's the Good Pizza.
Is it the Good Pizza?
Yeah.
Okay. And because I know that there's one
But
over.
Eric will correct us.
Yeah,
if
there's
we're
one
wrong.
by LAX. I'm looking at the map, and I'm like not even seeing it. Oh yeah,
There used to be a Good
he says
Pizza.
the Good Pizza.
Really close to Eric and Liz's place, and then that one closed or moved. I'm sort of vague on whether there were two open at once, but the place over by the laundromat and the liquor store
Yeah.
down the street, that is now the Good
There
Pizza.
there is also one across from the In-N-Out. Apparently, by that 7-Eleven.
Oh,
It's
maybe there are two locations.
It's behind the 7-Eleven. Apparently.
Who knew?
Yeah. Who knows? We have a place that used to be 4-Day Tire that became a 7-Eleven. And so it's really weird. So there's like really no parking at all, and it's really big.
And it's almost like, I feel if they start making the 7-Elevens in the U.S. more like the ones in Japan, I feel like this is one of the first ones that's going to get on board. Like, it's almost there.
I hope so. I really do, because they were talking about it, and they're like, we want to make 7-Eleven much more of like what it is in Japan.
Yeah.
Speaking of Japan, a sort of like side trip here a little bit. Today was the day the tickets went on sale for Star Wars Celebration in Japan.
Yep.
I'm watching all my friends go nuts, getting tickets, getting ready to go to Japan. We were there a year ago, like exactly a year ago. And so, we were sending pictures going, here we are, we're 2 years early, and we're already in line for swag. But and people are sending us notes. Are you going? Are you going to be there? And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I don't think we're going to be there.
Right.
So, you're not going, are you, Jeff?
Time soon. No.
I more power to everybody who's able to make it because Japan is awesome.
Well, and that's part of my problem, actually. So when we go to a convention in a different place, I feel bad about spending all my time in the convention at the other place. And if you go to Orlando, that's not a big deal because like Orlando, whatever. But like when we went to Chicago, we bailed on the convention a lot, and we went and saw the city. And
Alan and Jen are going.
We did the same with Toronto.
Cool.
Nice. Well, okay, so Alan, we're gonna hit Alan up for swag. If they're going, if there's something we want from the store, they're gonna have to bring it back for us.
Eric confirms that the new spot over by the 7-Eleven is, in fact, the Good Pizza's second location.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that if you plan to go to a convention in another country, I think you just have to, you have to have as much time as you want to spend in the country,
right,
plus the days of the convention.
Well,
but I wouldn't want to do the convention first,
right,
because I wouldn't want to start out my vacation in a new country being exhausted from doing too much at a convention.
And FOMO and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it would be bad. One of our friends sent a note saying, hey, the guys are going and taking a guys trip, and I'm thinking of going and just doing Disney. And I highly encourage that. If you're not a Star Wars fan, but your significant other is going, you should go and you should spend that time at Disney because Disney is amazing. I think she was
just joking though, because if he's going on a guy's trip, it's not like they'll be able to share a hotel room.
Well, that's true. That's true. That would sort of double their expenses. But Tokyo Disneyland is phenomenal, and Disney Sea is amazing. And I think by next year, their new fantasy area will be open.
I thought it had just opened.
Did it? I don't think it did.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
I think it's getting close, but
I think maybe there was a preview or something for, I don't know. Maybe I'm just imagining all of it. Yeah. I'm
Fantasy
sure we would have
Springs.
had lots of videos if that were the case.
Right.
Yeah, not yet.
All right, so that was our weekend. Jeff, did you?
Oh, June 6th, just to jump in, is when it opens. Yeah.
So it is very close, and I think I think they've done previews where people can go and stand in the lines the way that they do here sometimes, where you can see what the line queue is like, but the ride's not open, or you can see the land, but the ride's not open. Jeff, did you have anything else on Sunday?
Oh, well, was working on the new place, so painting the ceiling and working on the backyard, as it were, which is basically so at one point there was an above ground pool back there, and they took it out, and still the liner was still there, so we get rid of that. And,
was it on grass or cement?
Grass.
Oh wow, that's going to be interesting.
But yeah, so the pool was gone.
Right.
It was just the cover, and I got rid of that a week ago, and we were basically we were doing all that pulling the weeds and such a week ago. So this week I was basically just trying to level a bunch of the backyard out because they had dug out or something. I'm not sure what it was, but the backyard has sort of a hill going on in one corner, and it doesn't really match the rest of the yard. So I don't know if they kind of dug a little hole to put the pool in and then just threw the dirt in one spot. I don't know what the deal is, but yeah, it was just going over there and trying to level it out as best I could, and fun stuff. Yeah, so that's mostly what I was doing for the new place.
Cool.
Yeehaw!
Right.
And then Sean went back to Disney on Tuesday again.
I did. I went with my friend Judy, and so interestingly, this is maybe the second or third time that Rise of the Resistance has broken down on me when I've been in it. And each time we get to see something a little different. Like sometimes it breaks down. There was one time we were in the big hangar with all the stormtroopers and they walked us out around the back way. We were in the interrogation room one time and it broke down and they walked us out a different way. This time we were in the shuttle on our way to the Star Destroyer. And so they let us out the doors on that and we got to see like the inner workings of all of that shuttle thing with the simulators and the ring that goes around. Like it was really super cool. So that was kind of fun. And then of course the area they took us through had this, it had that we built just enough so it looks good from the outside kind of thing where you're like never supposed to see this part of it, which was really kind of funny because you're looking up and you're seeing all the girders and stuff. And I'm like, okay, we're pretty much not supposed to see that. So that was kind of fun. And then, of course, we, they gave us fast passes to come back on and do that. And, it was pretty fun. So we did some rides. I got to see some of the new Star Tours stuff for Season of the Force. And so Colleen and I had done it on Sunday. And we went back and did it again with I got an all Ahsoka trip. So like we followed Ahsoka out of the hangar. She gave us our spy mission and then we ended with the Purgle and the whole deal. And so that was kind of funny.
Cool.
Did Hyperspace Mountain, which was cool. And so we got to see the Star Wars overlay for that. So it was fun. They just reopened the Incredicoaster after refurbishing it. We did that, and that was good. And Judy was she's not a big fan of the coaster. She told me that she thought they had gotten rid of the loop. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure they still have the loop.
Yeah, totally.
And of course they still had the loop. But it was pretty. She didn't like it the first time she went on it, and she thought that the overlay was kind of dippy. And I think she came away from it this time feeling a little bit better about it.
I've never been on it.
Really?
The Incredicoaster?
Well,
yeah.
you're not a big person for loops either.
Yeah.
So it's fun. And it's one of those ones where they like launch you out of the gate, which I always find to be really fun. And it's like, it's never exactly scary, which I like too. It's always a very kind of, fun and safe feeling ride.
Yeah.
Unless you're wearing earrings and you're banging your head in the restraint system, that's not cool. What else did we do of note? We utilized the single rider line over on Space Mountain, and then we were going to go back, and then that was down, so we ended up not doing that. And of course, they were doing Star Wars nights. They were closing everything at 8:00. And so we went over to DCA at that point. And we completely missed walking across the main concourse there. They have a giant thing that draws your attention for Pixar Fest. And so that's the thing you're completely focused on when you're walking across from park to park. What we did miss was that Disney Plus has put up a TARDIS. And there's an actual like life-size, in fact it looks kind of bigger than life-size, TARDIS in their thing, and you can take a picture with it. It lights up, and this is of course advertising that Doctor Who is coming to Disney Plus next Thursday on the 10th. So that was pretty cool. And I ran into some friends I hadn't seen for a while because they moved away. And just happened to be in town, which is really neat. And so, it was a pretty good trip all told, and we walked too much, and I got too many blisters, and but had a overall pretty great time, and had some fun trying to spot the various Pixar Pizza Planet truck things that are hidden all over the resort. So we found a few of those. I did not buy one. It's really tempting. but I did not buy one.
Thank you.
But yeah, it was a good day.
Great. Anything else to wrap that up, Jeff? Are you good?
I think I'm good. Yep.
All right.
It was just,
Well, let's move on to Star Wars.
Yay. Oops. Maybe I know. There it goes.
Hit it, Jeff.
Okay. The first is the birthdays for the Star Wars history. April 30th, 1916 is when Phil Brown was born. If you don't know who he is, he played Uncle Owen in Star Wars New Hope. He has a pretty good amount of stuff. I mean, like 85 credits. So
he played a lot of like authority figures, which is I think it's just his gruff demeanor, because he was like a senator in Superman or something, and
he was a senator in that and Pink Panther and other stuff, like senator.
That's really
what the
cool.
world. Yeah.
I met him at a convention that was not related to his name, but it was called Phil and Ed's Excellent Convention.
Oh, nice.
And he was there, and it was such a weird thing, because it's like, of all the people that you would see, it's like Uncle Owen is here.
Yeah,
it's really kind of bizarre, but very cool. So
yeah. April 29th, 1923. That's when Irvin Kershner was born, director of Empire Strikes Back.
Woohoo!
And I believe he also directed the pilot episode of Sequest DSV, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Huh. Yeah.
Interesting.
Have to look that up, but I'm pretty sure it was. Pretty sure he did.
I'm looking it up now. RoboCop 2. Never Say Never Again. Well, that's interesting. And you're correct. He did at least one episode of Sequest, which
is the oddest thing, because it wasn't really the best show in the world.
It was the trailer. It's considered episode 0.
Oh, okay.
He also did Amazing Stories.
There you go. Awesome.
Yeah, he's a really neat guy. So
yeah,
he did a bunch of stuff I didn't know. Sorry, he did The Eyes of Laura Mars.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's like they actually mentioned that, and that documentary thing that comes with Star Wars DSV. It's a long, they talk about the history of Star Wars, so to speak. If you look, I think it's on the Blu-ray. Can't remember what the hell it's called, but it was only made for like the Blu-ray or DVD or something. And when they finally get around to Empire Strikes Back, there's like he directed, the director of Eyes of Laura Mars, blah blah blah. I'm going, that's the credit you're going with. All right.
His Amazing Stories episode was called Hell to Pay, as in the hairpiece.
Yes.
And it had Cindy Morgan in it.
Nice.
That's very cool.
Our next batch of history birthdays, April 26th, 1927. That is when Graham Ashley was born, Gold 5 in A New Hope.
1927?
That's what it says.
Wow, how old was he? And then I'm like,
we
don't really look at Gold 5 very much.
Like, I guess he was only, 52 when he passed away?
Yeah. He died right after Star Wars.
Yeah. Damn.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Although
other stuff,
yeah, he was only 49 if they filmed it the year before. In 1976, he would have been 49.
Well, and he had another 12 things come out after he died.
Oh yeah,
that's nuts.
Yep, the Return of the Saint and stuff, and
yeah,
and lots of stuff before. So I mean, Secret Agent. Wow, he was in that. Cool. Yeah.
The Avengers. He was in the Avengers, the British Avengers, not the.
Yeah. Yes.
Very cool.
Pretty nifty. Yeah.
I don't think I could recognize him if I saw the thing. I'm not sure I'd go. Well, of course, that's gold 5.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a picture of him in the outfit. Probably, if you click on the link that's in the document for Wikipedia. Our last one is birthday is April 26th, 1940, and that's when Harry Fielder was born. This was a weird one. He played Corporal Grinwick in A New Hope.
Oh, yeah, that
And
guy.
yeah, and I had to click on it to go, who? And there's like a picture of these two guys walking in front of Vader, and I guess he's the one on the right. So I'm like, sure, yeah, I remember that. I don't remember that.
The only reason he has a name is because Hasbro probably made an action figure.
More than likely, yeah. That's yeah.
He was, however, in 16 episodes of Doctor Who.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Playing different characters.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they have,
funny.
clutch people. And in the days before videotaping, they could get away with that.
But I mean, 285 credits.
Wow.
Damn.
He was he was just like this clutch guy. He was a passerby in 101 Dalmatians.
Man, he was busy.
He was in Mission Impossible as a driver. I wonder if a lot of these are just extra roles.
I don't know.
Bearded villager.
It could be. Yeah, I mean, it could be.
Right?
It's just, they all say uncredited, so, or mostly uncredited. There's some that are not listed like that. They just have a name.
Yeah.
So he actually had a part. Because like in some show called Freelance, he was husband. Yeah.
His nickname,
Must be a credit.
because his name was Harry, was H, like the letter H, but it's spelled Aitch.
Oh, dear Lord.
So he's credited sometimes as H. Felder, but not as an initial.
Yeah.
It's spelled out.
Yeah.
That's hysterical. He was in the tripods. But yeah, there's
I guess
supporting artist. That must be like background extra guy.
I guess so. You know, I think he was in if the pictures are correct, I think he was actually somebody probably extra in 2001, but I can't tell if that's true or not. I think that's an accompanying photo with whatever's posted on the page.
He was in Top Secret.
Yeah.
The Young Ones.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
The Zany Adventures of Robin Hood. What did he do in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? You were
you remember Soldier at Castle.
Oh,
boy,
right.
Remember that part. Jeez.
That guy was great. Sure.
So now you know. Oh, he was in 2001. He was doing Michael Jackson. He was a moonwalker. So he had basically in spacesuit walking on the moon in some scene.
Faulty Towers, laundry van driver.
But yeah, he large amount of stuff, but I think he definitely must have been a very, very active extra or something.
I think so. I really think that that's the case because of all of these things are generically man in bar, man in field, man up ladder, man in space.
Bruce.
Well, good for him. Yeah. Hey, if you can make that work.
Yeah, totally.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I just wanted to go back. Oh, yeah. So this guy, Graham Ashley, I can't remember. I kept thinking that he was like, he sounds just like another actor that definitely would not have been him because he would have been way older. Mm-hmm. But God, I'm trying to think of what the hell he says.
In the movie?
Yeah.
Isn't he the guy who's like lost Tyree, lost touch, and then he blows up?
Yeah. Then he gets blown up or something, something like that. Yeah.
I'm like,
so it's like they show a picture of him, and I'm like, oh yeah. So
that's really funny. I know that dude. He totally blew up.
Yeah. April 26, 1982, that's when principal photography started for the indoor sequence for Return of the Jedi.
What did they
And
do for
Chris,
the exterior sequence?
hmm?
It sounded like you said indoor.
Oh, yeah, yes, the indoor sequence,
The
yes.
indoor sequence.
Um, I was in Crescent City, around Crescent City. Not actually, but like people think, it wasn't actually shot in Sequoia, but it was a place near Sequoia. Um, May 1st, 1991 is when Heir to the Empire came out by Timothy Zahn.
And to be fair, because going back and reading the books again, they're a little dated, but
Yeah,
that is the thing. Almost 10 years after Return of the Jedi,
yeah,
it's the thing that lit a fire under Star Wars again, because it's like we get more Star Wars.
yeah,
So yeah, regardless of what you feel about the books, they're the things that started the snowball down the hill.
exactly.
Because by 93, new action figures were coming out.
Yeah,
I did a bunch of prototype action figures for Star Wars on behalf of Mattel and Playmates, and of course, what was really funny. So basically, Lucasfilm went, well, we'll stick with Kenner because they were fine, and they did they built Skywalker Ranch, so we'll stick with them. And then the stuff that we had pitched all turned up as Hasbro stuff later on. And they made because I had made some fighting lightsaber figures, and those got released by Hasbro. I made some collectible art pieces that they made sort of smaller versions of. Really interesting stuff. And basically all the stuff we pitched, they just filed away for later and went, oh, those are all great ideas. We will steal those.
yeah. So, thank you so much. Yoink.
Right.
Oh, and the actor that sounds like that I was saying that sounds like Graham Ashley,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not the guy, obviously, not by a mile, but Jesse White.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he was once. I think he was a Maytag band for a while too, but yeah, mostly comic roles.
Yeah,
Basically, what he was doing.
Jowly guy.
I don't know about Jowly.
Yeah, he's jowly a little bit.
If you ever saw the movie Harvey,
Oh yeah,
he
yeah.
was
No,
in
it's
that.
exactly who I'm thinking of.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
He's got
And
sort of,
but like his voice is almost exactly the same as the other guy.
yeah, I guess so.
As
That's-
Ashley. So I'm like, God, they sound alike.
It's really funny. He was apparently in Garfield and Friends, and
That's
it's a
weird.
mad, 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 mad world.
Yeah. The last history is April 27th, 1993, is when George's Super Live Adventure opened in Japan.
I wish I had seen this. This was an all George Lucas based live action show in Japan.
Yeah.
Willow, Indiana Jones, Star Wars. I will tell you though, there's a lot of video about this stuff up on YouTube, and you can go see it. And a lot of it is very much in a kind of Donnie and Marie sort of vibe.
Yeah.
It's like, big dance numbers and really cheesy stuff, and
Yeah.
lightsaber fights. One of the interesting things about the lightsaber fighting is they had these fiber optic lightsabers, and they took them and they had a cluster of fiber optics and they sanded them to a point, and then they would fight with them. But the problem was, because they were fiber optics basically glued together, they would break
Oh, yeah, of
a lot.
course.
But it was like the brightest they could get for lightsabers, because there just was sort of no way to. The technology just wasn't there. So it was like a super bright xenon light in the thing, and they used to break a lot, apparently.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
yeah, go to YouTube, do a search for George Lucas Super Live Adventure, and it's like an hour and a half show, and it's all up there on video, and it's great. They had like Darth Vader on wires, you know, using the Force to float down to Luke and beat him up, and you know, it was really neat. So, and now the Saber Guild fills the same role, you know.
Yeah. I tell you.
Well, in other Star Wars news, there is a game called Brawlhalla from Ubisoft, and they're having a Star Wars event including Darth Maul as a new character.
Brawlhalla.
I'm guessing they all beat each other up.
Yeah, you have to be careful how you say that, because otherwise it sounds like you're talking about women's underwear.
Woo! Holla!
And people who yell at women's underwear.
Right.
Holla.
Brawlhalla.
Yeah.
Apparently R2-D2 is also joining the game as a sidekick.
Yes.
There's the Naboo Theed power generator as a map that you can play on, and then a bunch of emojis for characters and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you say the new map
Looked really silly.
named themed after the Theed power generator?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of interesting.
And it has
too
an
much.
emoji that is an Obi-Wan facepalm.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I would be able to get a lot of use out of that.
Yeah. Too bad they don't show it.
It's
Brawlhalla is available now for free on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, XJS, Nintendo Switch, PC, and Mac.
I found
Okay.
the Obi-Wan facepalm.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hang on.
Hi, Matt.
It's the one on the left.
Okay. The one on the left. Well, I admit,
Nice.
well, yeah.
I like the battle droid with the thumbs up. That's pretty
Yeah.
funny too. R2 with jets. There's a Sith thing, an angry Darth Maul.
I think my favorite one
yeah,
is the
fuels.
Obi-Wan facepalm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty great. I would get a lot of use out of that, I think.
Nice.
Very, very funny.
Lisa asked if you made the Darwin action figure for Sequest.
I did the accessories for Darwin, yeah, and the rest of them, all the comlock things and all the little gadgets that came with them. That was my job,
Oh, man.
which was pretty fun.
Neat.
Yeah, Darwin was the dolphin
Yes.
character.
Yeah. And it was like, Frank Welker or something doing the voice.
Yeah, almost certainly. And now it would be Alan Tudyk.
Yeah. All right, so moving on to theme parks. We have a lot of theme park stuff to get through tonight. I'm
is
kidding.
weird.
There's only one thing. And that is more about Brawlhalla.
Good grief.
Because there was a fight at DCA where a bunch of women, like, I don't know, one of them knocked another one down and was punching him or kicking him on the ground.
So this was really weird in that it looked like it was over in San Francisco, and there was a woman on the ground surrounded by like 6 other women, and they're punching her and kicking her and all this kind of stuff. Another woman runs up going, stop hitting her, stop doing whatever. And one of the women stands back and goes, well, she hit us first. How about that? It was the weirdest
good
freaking thing.
grief.
And these people's kids are standing right there
and
watching them punch people.
the kids are running away.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the video here.
Yeah,
Oh, the
somebody,
video's right in the link. It's like right at
yeah,
the top.
I mean,
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I wasn't sure that it was in the.
Yeah. Security is getting a little crappy with Disney lately, apparently, with some of this stuff.
Well, I know a lot of people who are Disney security, and
me too.
They do try to
But I
stay
mean,
on it.
It's not them. It's just whatever process that's going on. It's not doing very well.
Right. All right. Let's see
They need to retool that
how
one
much of
badly.
this we can we can see over here.
Ay, qué groseras.
I mean, this is a mob.
Yeah.
Pobre, la van a desmayar.
Yeah, and I wish there was like more aftermath to see what was going on. But one wonders what caused it.
I mean, that was tame compared to the one that happened in the
In Toontown?
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, that was pretty awful.
But geez, still bad. Still not should be happening.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's wrong with people?
The thing is that you can make the argument that being able to pay monthly for your pass and things like that might sort of change the demographic of Disney attendance, but the reality of it is it's still expensive to go to Disneyland, and to get yourself kicked out sort of permanently is not cool. So
yeah, it's not a good idea.
It's and it always blows my mind is that, like, you go in with your family and you spend like $1,000 on the day, right? Easy to get in. And then you have a fight and you all get kicked out. And so you got like, 4 hours in the park and you lost all that money. And
I don't get it. I don't get it.
People. Let me jump in here real quick. Remind you guys that you're listening to sci-fi.radio, sci-fi for your Wi-Fi. You could be watching us on YouTube or Twitch or Facebook or wherever this video happens to pop right up. You can refer people to YouTube. That's where we archive all of these things. And in the meantime, though, this is Docking Bay 94. I'm Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby.
This is just a little.
I'm calling Kaylee Crosby.
And we are grateful for you tuning in. Kit does all our social media and our little document here with all of our links, and we're grateful to her. And we've got one more hour, if you can believe it.
Can you survive?
Right.
Let's see. Sean, you want to take the next section?
I will. This was a crappy day, week rather, for music. First off, a couple of days ago, we lost the guy who made twangy guitar a genre. Dwayne Eddy passed away. He was the guitarist on the Peter Gunn theme. He basically gave the Ventures an entire sound, so like Hawaii Five-0 and all of that kind of stuff. His probably most popular song was called Rebel Rouser, but his guitar style was copied by everybody. Bruce Springsteen used it, Blondie used it, and they asked him to play on the original James Bond theme, but there wasn't enough guitar in it for him. He wanted to be the star of it. But he passed away from cancer, which is really sad. He had 16 top 40 singles and was huge for about 10 years, like the 50s and 60s. And he was one of the first people to play rock and roll in the Hollywood Bowl. It was kind of a big deal in the 1950s. They did a tribute to Dick Clark, and he was asked to come down and perform. George Harrison, all sorts of people were just really, really influenced by the stuff that he did. And so if you listen to something like Born to Run and you hear a twangy guitar, you owe him. But when the British invasion came in, he sort of like fell out of favor. But he did get together with Art of Noise and do their remake of Peter Gunn, which was very cool. So he had some stuff going on in the 80s as well. So sad to hear of his passing. And this one hits a little closer to home. Yesterday, we lost Richard Tandy. He was the keyboardist, started as the bassist, became the keyboardist for the Electric Light Orchestra. And so you always think of ELO and you think of Jeff Lynne, and his right hand, the guy who brought the classical music into ELO, was Richard Tandy. He's a classically trained musician, an incredible orchestrator. He did all of the keyboard stuff and had like 6 different ones he went. He went through like a Wurlitzer digital piano. He had a mini Moog synthesizer, all sorts of stuff. And he was the guy who brought like sort of the sci-fi aspect to the music to make it sound really, really spacey and futuristic. Because Jeff Lynne's good. He plays a lot of instruments and stuff, but mostly he's the guitar guy, and the singer. But when you listen to like Evil Woman and Living Thing and Telephone Line and things like that, my favorite's Mr. Blue Sky, and especially if you listen to Mr. Blue Sky, he's the guy who also operates the vocoder. So whenever you hear a robotic voice in any of those songs, that's Richard Tandy. And he gets a singing credit, but he doesn't really sing per se. He does this robot thing. And so at the very end of Mr. Blue Sky, when it says, "Please turn me over," that's him kind of goofing off. Anyway, super, super talented guy. Came out of the 1960s and has been with ELO since the early 1970s. He was the only guy who came back when the band reformed, which was nuts.
When you say the only guy who came back,
so it was Jeff Lynne, and the only guy who came back with him.
Okay, so there were
from
two
the original
people.
lineup.
There wasn't just one.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's always Jeff Lynne, and the band is now known as Jeff Lynne's ELO.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
So it's always Jeff Lynne, and but basically all of the tech stuff, and there's a movie soundtrack that Jeff and I really like, which is called Electric Dreams, and he worked very heavily on that too, which was it was this weird man-woman computer love story movie from the 80s, and just absolutely immensely talented, which was just really sad news to hear. We have tickets to go see ELO in October. We were very much hoping that he would be there, but he's been kind of sick for a while. They haven't said how or why he passed away. But it was definitely sad news, and I'm kind of bummed that he's not gonna even be at the tour, even if he didn't play. So, but he played for 44 years with the band. Yeah, that's pretty great stuff. But this is the last ELO tour, by the way. If you like ELO and you want a chance to see them, this is your shot. This is it. Yeah. Jeff Lynne's retiring. It's called the Over and Out Tour. The last concert is down the street from us here in LA. So unless they add extra dates, we should be at the very last ELO concert.
The last one is my first one. Weird, huh?
Well, and what was even funnier, I had to have an old elementary school friend remind me that we went to see ELO. Because I always thought my first concert was The Wall. And he's like, no, we saw ELO before that at Anaheim Stadium. And so I did a little research, and the ticket to go to Anaheim Stadium to see ELO was $12.50 in 1978. And what was really interesting, Anaheim, because Anaheim is special somehow, I don't know why, Anaheim got the biggest show in Anaheim Stadium on the entire tour. And so not the biggest in terms of audience, biggest in terms of the stuff they did. More lasers. Tony Curtis introduced the band. He shot lasers out of his hands at like attacking stormtroopers. A helicopter brought a flying saucer in, and the whole stage.
Awesome.
The whole stage was a flying saucer. And what's really funny is that they managed to do this before Close Encounters came out. So their stage was a flying saucer, and the top of it opened up, and the band was inside like a clamshell, and the top of it shot lasers and lights and all of this kind of stuff, and had lights circulating around it, and they beat Close Encounters to the punch. It was kind of nuts.
That's awesome.
And then Close Encounters came out, and we're like, wait a minute. Yeah, it was cool. I'm excited for this concert, and I'm really very sad, probably more than I should be, about Richard Tandy's passing. So, condolences to his family and all. And if you're an ELO fan, to you too.
Yeah. Jeff, do you want to take a speed round item?
Sure. So this news gave me a glimmer of hope. It's more like a candle on another planet glimmer of hope. So that's, that far away glimmer of hope. But Jeff Bridges is returning to Tron for Tron Ares. So that'll be something. He was not happy with how they de-aged him, so to speak, for the last one. He thought he looked more like Bulmar than himself. He also said that the sets look beautiful, and he's looking forward to doing it. And he is looking forward to working with Jared Leto. Oddly enough, he says, "I've admired his work." I'm like, what have you seen, Jeff? What have you seen?
What have you seen that you like?
I hope it wasn't Morbius, because that does not. That does not give me a lot of.
I hope. I hope he kills Jared Leto's character. The thing I'm afraid of in this, have you heard the phrase "polishing a turd"?
Yeah.
I'm afraid that bringing Jeff Bridges into this is polishing a turd.
Yeah. Garrett Hedlund and Olivia Wilde, up till so far, they're not listed as coming back. So I don't think it's going to even have them in it. It's probably all going to focus on Jared Leto's character somehow getting out of the grid. I'm like, really? So are you guys doing a retro on this? Are you guys going back and messing with what you just did? But I don't know.
Well, and he's already done his piece because the thing that started this reporting was a podcast that had been recorded a while ago, and so he's already done with whatever he's going to do.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
And we don't even know what character he's playing.
Yeah, and he said there's less AI in this. So I'm like, I'm sorry. What AI was in the last one?
I don't know. They should have brought.
Geez.
I know Olivia Wilde is busy these days directing and stuff, but they should have brought Olivia Wilde back, and they should have brought Garrett Hedlund back.
Yeah.
And
to continue the storyline they made.
We had Dillinger Jr., who was all set up in the last one.
Yep. Different actor.
Yeah.
Better,
this does have Gillian Anderson in it. Evan Peters is in it. We like Evan Peters. So I don't know. I wanna like it. I wanna see it.
Yeah.
I don't want to support Jared Leto at all.
Yeah.
I wish
he's
Go ahead.
Well, I'm saying he's like the lead, probably the lead character, since he's playing the character of Ares.
Yeah.
But it's okay. So Haunted Mansion, he was the Hatbox Ghost, and I was fine with that because he really didn't have as big of a role as this will be. Right. But I don't know. I just don't see. Maybe they may prove me wrong, and they'll actually do a good movie for.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I did not like him very much in Blade Runner 2049. I thought he was a waste of space, and he was dismissible in the Haunted Mansion movie. Yeah. Which I guess, I mean, if that's the case, if he's unobtrusive in this film, I can probably get by. But as the
then
main,
then you can stand it.
look, if it's like Saving Private Ryan, and they spend the entire movie trying to find Ares, and he shows up in the last 5 minutes, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, just flings his frisbee over her shoulder or something.
Right, exactly. Yeah, well, we'll see. But I hope they give Jeff Bridges something worthwhile to do.
Yeah, I know. I hope it's not just like, I mean, like in the last one, wasn't he? Well, they don't really show you exactly what happens, but didn't he just kind of,
Didn't he just sit and meditate?
Well, that's how we first meet him, but
and then he just like vaporized or whatever you want to call it because of what happens.
I think he and Clue de-resed together.
Yeah,
and I think that's
Kinky.
what happened at the end. But it's it's a digital world. You can reload a new copy of yourself or somebody can do it on behalf of you. So, yeah, I don't know. I really liked the Tron sequel, and I really loved the first movie. Yeah. And I would hate for this to go out on just a bad note.
Well, and you have the I don't know is Wendy still around doing music?
No. Well,
No?
I mean, yes, but I don't think she's doing music.
Okay, because that's who I would hire to try to save this. If not, I guess Muse, because the other group broke up.
Well,
that's who I would choose to try to save this movie. But oh boy,
the last thing I remember Wendy doing, she released a bunch of scores that hadn't been released, like her stuff from The Shining and A Clockwork Orange and stuff like that, and also from Tron. But I remember her doing a thing with Weird Al, where she did Peter and the Wolf.
Yeah,
I don't remember
fun,
how
actually.
long ago that was.
Yeah.
I mean, she's still with us, right?
I think so.
I gotta look that up.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
No, she's still with us, but she sort of retired in 2005. She was born in 1939. So I think she's just.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, and this is I have a lot of her music, and a lot of it is like you can't get anymore.
Yeah,
which is really weird. But yeah, I'd love to see her do it. People are like, oh, we have to reform Daft Punk.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that. they're done.
But who steps in as replacement for that? Who's like a good digital music creator?
Yeah, I mean the band. I would pick Muse myself if I was going to pick a band to play music for a Tron movie.
Well, but you're a Muse head.
Yeah, that is true. But I think that they could achieve it. I just don't think. I just don't know if this movie's worth saving. But it could be.
Right. Well, I
haven't seen any of it, but
I was thinking about this a while back, and I was considering ELO, but probably not without Richard Tandy.
Yeah.
Because he does all the weird, cool, spacey stuff.
Yeah, yeah, that would be pretty cool too. I tell you.
Yeah.
What a bummer.
I don't know.
So.
Well, if you guys are done being sad about Tron, I personally don't care all that much. I didn't like the last one. I mean, it was okay. Sorry, you can kick me out if you want.
You weren't a teenage boy when the first one came out, so
I have never, in fact, been a teenage boy. So
well, I mean, I love the first Tron. The second one, I'm probably hedging a little more towards Colleen on this one. Didn't like it as much as the first, but it was still entertaining in parts.
So Mela sent me the link to buy Star Wars tickets for Star Wars Celebration in Japan.
Oh, yeah?
And the Jedi Master ticket, which is the VIP ticket, is sold out.
Sure.
The 3-day adult is sold out.
Yeah, I know people who had to get individual day tickets.
And the individual day tickets are 8,298 yen, which is roughly $54.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's $150 for the whole weekend, and you get 1,000 yen discount if you bought them as a pack.
Right.
It's a
sure.
3-day. So Yeah, $54 is 110. No, 50, it's 160, $70 or something like that. It's cheaper than
Still
it is
pretty
in the
good.
U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
For 4 days?
for 3.
For 3 days.
There are only 3 days. It's
Okay.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And as a Jedi Master, it's 140,000 yen. So that would have been, gosh, that's way more than the 3-day.
Yeah, but
But you get in early, you get in VIP lines, you get in VIP lounges, you get merch with it.
I think you get like meet and greet stuff with that too. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, designated VIP line for autographing and photo ops and
Right.
the celebration store. Guaranteed admission to all panels on the celebration stage. So that's kind of cool.
Not bad.
Yeah, so if you have your airfare and your hotel, easy to get into the convention.
Right.
Sean, what do you want to talk about?
Well, it's we're reaching the halfway mark to Halloween, and Home Depot is no dummy. They're releasing their Halloween stuff early. And I'm on the Entertainment Tonight web page, which is like, if you buy stuff off this page, we get a commission. But so the big thing every year from Home Depot is the 12-foot tall skeleton. They have apparently redesigned him to be a little more resilient and a little more posable.
Oh, that's good.
And they were teasing that a little while ago. So a lot of people are selling their old ones off
Oh, dear.
to get the newer one. It's still $300 for the 12-foot skeleton. He's got LED eyes that light up and blink and do effects and stuff. He has a dog now, 7-foot tall dog that also has eyes, and he's a skeleton.
Nice.
It's scary that you're saying a benefit of this is that it has eyes.
Well, how many skeletons have eyes?
Right.
Here,
Oh,
wait.
man.
There we go.
Yeah, it's
I'll
got
find
the
it
LED
eventually.
blinky
So,
eye.
the usual skeleton that we're used to seeing. And there's a Frankenstein, 7-foot tall Frankenstein.
Frankie.
And it's got animation, and he moves and looks scary. That's almost $300. There's the
Yeah.
dog skeleton.
Is that the dog that? Okay.
Yeah, it's a $200 dog.
Why do they always do this?
And he's either 7-foot tall or 5-foot tall.
I like how he has skeleton ears.
He has
Right?
the bones in his ears.
Right.
And bones in his nose.
It's cartilage. There's this 12.5-foot tall flaming demon skeleton,
Oh, that's kind of cool.
and so he's got color changing clunk stuff on his chest and stuff. So you can get that stuff like right now if you want to order it and have it come to you. And in fact, Home Depot's they're just going to town with all their decorations right now.
Man, Lisa says that they're going to get Haunted Mansion ones over at Lowe's.
Nice. Well, I'm all about the Haunted Mansion stuff. I wonder if they have done that yet. If they're also matching stuff. Halloween decorations at Lowe's. They have a Minnie Mouse that's going on, and this creepy
I don't see any.
demon thing that's eating a small child. That's
The heck?
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Remember
don't
that
see
from
anything.
she Lisa put a link in the chat for the
For the Haunted Mansion thing?
Oh,
stuff.
okay. I remember that. It's on Reddit. That's why.
Okay.
That's why she's all plugged into that.
Oh, that's kind of neat, I guess. That's neat.
That's kind of fun. So, Hitchhiking Ghost Tombstone And books. Books are cool. So I assume that one book like tilts out and tilts back.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
Biohazard. Yeah.
can you attach it to a secret panel that opens?
Oh, there you
That's
go.
the important thing.
I don't know.
Another thing about the Star Wars celebration, it's an hour away from Disneyland.
Wow.
No.
50 minutes by car, 50.
Oh, no.
Wonder what's going to happen there.
I don't know.
Okay, where are we? Jeff? Are we on Jeff?
Yeah. So let's see here. Yeah. That this is weird. I knew they were making this and something they were getting closer to getting it done or whatever, but I believe it's coming to Amazon. So there's a new live action version of Masters of the Universe is coming in June 5th, 2026 is the release date in theaters, it says. So Amazon, MGM Masters, so I guess the Amazon owns MGM now or something, so they're releasing this in theaters.
Well,
Yeah.
Amazon Movies has released things in theaters before.
They have, yeah.
Okay.
Because I've seen
Yeah,
some stuff in theaters that was an Amazon movie.
Weird. I've only seen online. Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
The synopsis, though. I really wish they didn't include this, but include Earth again. They're going to. 10-year-old Prince Adam, who crashed to Earth in a spaceship and was separated from his magical power sword. The only link to his home. After tracking it down almost 2 decades later, so he crashes at 10 years old, and he's like 30. He's like, what, 30, almost 30 when he finds the sword again?
Yeah.
He's whisked back to Eternia to fight Skeletor, and find out stuff about, mysteries of the past. I was like, but why do we have to have Earth in this? What is that? So someone goes, oh, I can relate, Earth. I'm like, it's not in Star Wars. We need it there.
Well,
Why
and
are you
that
doing
was
this to us?
that was the problem with the last Masters of the Universe movie. Is
Exactly.
it all took place
Yeah.
on Earth. I
Yeah.
mean, Courtney Cox got a paycheck, so I'm grateful for that. But and Billy Barty.
Dolph Lundgren was actually decent in it. And Frank Langella as Skeletor was amazing.
Actually, I
but-
really liked Frank Langella as Skeletor.
He was so good.
And
But
Gwildor instead of Orko.
Yeah.
What the heck?
yeah, I don't know
Come on,
what
man.
happened there. And I don't know what it's going to be. I have no idea what they're doing. If they're going to base it again on the old cartoon,
I don't know.
they're going to base it on the newer cartoons. I wish they would just base it on the first round of comic books that they stuck with the toys.
Right.
So we would have Prince Adam and all the other garbage, but that's not what they do. That's not what they're doing. So
Prince Adam and all the other
yeah.
garbage.
yeah, it just so maybe it'll be good. I don't know. I'd like to be more positive, but yeah.
The Simpsons have a short coming out for Mother's Day on Disney Plus, and it's called May the 12th Be With You. And it stars Marge Simpson and Chewbacca, oddly.
Not Chewbacca's wife, Mala? And
Oh,
his son,
maybe
Lumpy?
it is Mala.
That would be awesome.
Hang on. I'm looking to see if I can figure it out. It doesn't say.
It doesn't say. Well,
It
that's-
has a Wookiee and Marge.
Right. It doesn't exactly look like Chewbacca, though. Although it has Chewbacca's bandolier. So,
This is interesting. It says May the 12th Be With You is a new promotional short.
promotional for what?
I don't know. It does say that
Oh, this is Animation Magazine, so they don't really know.
it's Mother's Day and Marge Simpson joins the moms of Disney Plus on a special holiday outing that turns into an epic galactic adventure. So it probably is Mala.
Okay.
I can only hope. Fingers crossed. We got to bring more of the Life Day holiday special into Star Wars, man. Slowly, baby steps.
Right, baby steps.
Yeah, what the heck? Good grief.
Sean, what do you want to talk about?
Well, if you live in Los Angeles, you know Avengelyne. And Avengelyne is a former pinup model and a new wave singer who drives a pink Corvette and is known for being... She's famous for being famous. However, this is not her. This is Avengelyne.
I spent so much time trying to figure out why that was spelled wrong.
Right? Yeah. So
I knew it.
Avengelyne is a character that was created by our Deadpool creator, Rob Liefeld, along with Kathy Christian. And it's, Robbie's on top after Barbie, which was terrific. And now she's going to do whatever the hell this is. It's a comic book movie. Tony McNamara is writing it. And Olivia Wilde, who we talked about before from the last Tron movie, is directing it, which is why she's not going to be in Tron. She's actually a pretty good director. And it's I guess this was a comic book from the 90s that had some popularity, but it's kind of really off my radar.
Yeah, it was one of the few different titles, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and it could be any comic people out there. I thought, and I might be confusing this with a different character from Todd McFarlane, but I thought it was a character that got co-opted in DC for a little while. But maybe I'm wrong?
Maybe. So the description is a beautiful red-headed fallen angel from God's war host who must live on Earth, Jeff's favorite thing, as a mortal and contend with the forces of hell.
Yeah, I don't know.
So there you go. And of course, she has appropriately low-cut cleavage costume.
Oh, of course,
because
yes.
you can't fight evil without cleavage.
Lame.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah, so we'll see how this all shakes out. Anyway, so now you have a new character to go look up. And see who Avengelyne is, not?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Actually, what's really interesting is I think that originally, when they were going to make this movie 10 years ago, Gina Carano was going to do it.
Oh, dear.
And I guess that sort of fell through the wayside. And I guess Margo Robbie is now taking over for Carano. That's what happens, baby.
Well, just gotta watch what you say out there.
Consequences.
Yeah. There might be a few things that happen.
Jeff?
Where did that go? There it is. Okay. So actually, this is probably the first time in theaters this is happening, actually. They're going to be this summer that coming to theaters will be the extended versions of each, and remastered apparently, versions of the 3 Lord of the Rings films, the trilogy. So which means they're like, God, what are they? They're something like 3 or 4 hours long, each one of them, but because the extended versions, it has a lot of extra stuff that actually makes a lot of the scenes in the original version make a lot more sense. So I've obviously watched these long ago, because I saw them in theater. I'm like, oh, that's interesting, and then later on I'm like, oh, that's why. Because it was cut out. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So coming this summer, I'm not sure when. June 8th. I guess it'll start June 8th is when it starts, it looks like.
And it starts where?
Yeah. In theaters, Joe. So somewhere, movie theater somewhere. I guess.
Hmm.
Yeah. So re-release, but not first time in theaters of the extended editions and remastered and all that. So, yeah.
Cool.
Sean?
If you are someone who watches talk shows and things, you might have seen Emma Stone in a variety of chats talking about how she had to change her name, like many actors, like Michael Keaton had to change his name to Michael Keaton because somebody else had his name, or Michael J. Fox had to add the J because his middle name actually starts with an A, and there was already a Michael A. Fox, and also Michael, A. Fox was a little weird. So Emma Stone is really Emily Stone. A lot of people just call her M, which is fine. And but when she's on a set and she's working, she tries to get people to go, "Hey, can you call me Emily and not Emma?" Because she's just not that thrilled with Emma. And she's been talking about this for years, and it's come back around in the news. And her co-star says that he's going to use both of them just to cause trouble.
Oh.
And she's like, "I would like to be Emily." He's like, "I'll switch it up. I'll go back and forth. I'll call you both." And she's like, "Please don't." But some people like Carmen Electra was not born Carmen Electra. She changed her name legally, and so that did become her actual name. But because there was an Emily Stone in SAG, Emily became Emma. So if you happen to run into her for whatever reason, you will make her day if you call her Emily. You want an autograph, man? That's the way. Call her Emily. She'll be happy.
Jeff?
Okie dokie. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll go with this. Which Sean's what you're looking at.
I'm looking at the one
coming,
above it, actually.
Yeah, okay. Coming to Netflix, God only knows when, because I don't think they started working on it yet, is a new live action series of Scooby-Doo. And it doesn't give you much of anything. It just tells you like who's writing it. And it's Josh Applebaum and Scott Rosenberg. Andrew Nemec and Jeff Pinker are the producers or executive producers. And then there's a list of blah, 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 blah. But it doesn't really give us a lot. So it's like the first live action Scooby-Doo for television. All right. That's how it's been. So
they expect to cast real humans.
Yes. Yeah. Not sure when it's coming, and it doesn't really tell us much else. So I'm like, we'll see how it shakes out. See how it comes up. What happens?
Sean?
So every once in a while, somebody will appoint themselves the guardian of all that's going on in the world. There's a guy who monitors computers in North Korea and in China. And it's easy for him to do this because places like North Korea limit the amount of internet access that their people have. So like here in the United States, we have like 1.5 billion internet gateways and whatnot, and there's like 1,000 in North Korea. There's like this relatively minimal number. And so this guy, Nick Roy, is based out of Boston. And so he's always poking around in North Korea as a hobby. And he came across a website that didn't require any kind of password to access in North Korea. And it's completely filled with all of these animation sketches, character designs, things like that. And he went, wow, this is weird and looks very Western. And so he shared them with a think tank in Washington. And they did a little research. And they found out that a lot of these sketches are outsourced Western projects. And so in general, we don't outsource to North Korea. We don't outsource to China. It's, well, people try not to give them money, but what's happening is that somebody is funneling this work over to North Korea and to China so that they can make money off of these big ticket Western projects, which is really kind of crazy. And so there's a whole bunch of projects that are coming up. I think one's on Max. That's called Ayanu, Child of Wonder. And they found all of these designs, all of this stuff. Skybound Entertainment does Invincible. They found some of their work over there. And all of these companies are like, we're not contracting with North Korea or China. But somebody is. Somebody from South Korea is funneling this art over there, which is kind of crazy. And of course, it's big money to be made. And it's not that they're not talented in providing good work. It's just that they're doing it under the radar. And so there's all sorts of sanctions and things, of course, that we have against North Korea and against China and things. And they're trying to skirt that by doing entertainment work. Really kind of interesting to see. And so now, of course, there's a huge investigation that's starting. The Treasury Department is involved. And of course now they're completely scouring the things. So I said gateways earlier. It's worse than that. It's not even gateways. There are 1.5 billion IP addresses here in the United States. There's 1,000 IP addresses in North Korea.
Oh,
there's 1,000 websites in North Korea. It's like, what the hell? But hey, that's a communist country for you.
Just 1,000.
Yeah, that's really crazy. So yeah, weird stuff. More information as it develops. But somebody in like South Korea is funneling work to other countries, either because they can't get it all done or because they're trying to get money over there. It would be interesting to see how this all...
Or because people work even more
out.
cheaply in China than they do
That's
in
possible.
South Korea.
And maybe the guy's pocketing a whole bunch of money. Who knows? Whoever that contact is, he might get his butt kicked.
Right.
Yeah.
Jeff?
So they... brain's not working. Apparently there are new ads for McDonald's out now that... You can see what at least two of the costumes look like for Captain America: Brave New World. So you get to see Sam as the Falcon, and I can't remember the name of the damn character, but the fellow who's playing the new Falcon. So instead of the Sam who was the Falcon. So
right. So because he's Captain America now.
Yes. Yeah. And so they have a poster up, I think, basically at McDonald's or something that shows this. Sam has a big pose, and then the other guy in the background flying.
He is Falcon American. Yeah,
and they have a commercial, but the commercial shows nothing other than like a Captain America shield and a Happy Meal or something. But
right,
and there's a little kid talking about
the
about
toy.
Sam and Captain America.
Yeah, but he's holding the toy.
Yeah. And you can't really see a lot with that, but at least the poster, you can see a little better what the new costume looks like and what the other one will look like.
It is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can... No, it won't let me zoom in any more than that.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Lisa.
It's what we expect from Marvel, so it's no big surprise.
I mean, and of course in the comics, the other guy takes over for Sam as the Falcon for quite a while, and then Sam is Cap for a while.
Well, it's too bad he hasn't been able to combine the wings and the shield. That would have been fun.
I mean, if you saw the series, he did.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's going to in this, but in the Captain, Sam and Bucky show, um, he had it near the end, at the end of it with wings and the suit.
Let's see. Danny Ramirez, who is the Falcon. Carl Lumley is in it. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, again, cool. He's come back.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like him.
Yeah.
He was in Buckaroo Banzai, wasn't he? Maybe he wasn't.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, I think he was the good lectoid or lectoid.
And we've got Liv Tyler as Betty Ross, and of course Harrison Ford as Thunderbolt Ross.
Yes. And chances are we're probably not going to get a Red Hulk because it's Harrison and he's like, what is he, like 78 or something like that? 80?
Yeah.
Weird that the movie doesn't come out until February of 2025, and they're releasing these toys now.
I don't.
Yeah.
Are they really releasing the toys now?
According to this article, it says new Captain America Happy Meal toys are already available at McDonald's.
Weird.
Yeah.
Because I will say
They have
that
characters that I don't recognize.
we have had a really big disparity between movies and toys, starting back with COVID, where all these movies got delayed, and so there are different pipelines happening now. And so
totally.
Wonder Woman especially. So all the toys for Wonder Woman hit like a year before the movie did. And they were all over Target. They were, everyone who had a tie-in, they all came out, and all of those things were sold out by the time the movie came out. And it was weird. And so there were a lot of properties that had that same kind of issue. This may still be some of that.
So they've got two different Captain Americas. They've got Captain America and Captain America in Flight. They've got a female character named Diamondback, a possibly male character named Falcon, a Red Hulk.
They do have a Red Hulk. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone named Ruth. And then they've got a Captain America plane and a shield.
Interesting. Nice. So they're all like they look like they're backpack hangers. They've got a little loop on them. I wonder if they're stuffed animals.
You never know.
Sorry.
Oh, did we know that Harrison Ford was going to be in it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I just mentioned it too.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I was busy trying to figure out who
Ross,
Ruth.
I guess.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out who Ruth was.
Oh, these are they're little stuffies that.
Well, they showed it in the commercial.
Right.
They showed the Captain America one.
And we'll show you the little Red Hulk over here. And so, yeah, they look like you're supposed to clip them on your backpack or do something like that. They're kind of cute. We have
that explains that. Then he's definitely going to have the Red Hulk at some point in the movie.
Yeah, I guess so. Spoiler alert. Yeah.
But I mean, it isn't, because like, that's who General Ross becomes. Or in this case, President Ross.
Traditionally, he becomes the Red Hulk. Yeah, I mean the reality of it is they're going to do it with mocap, and so they don't have to have Harrison Ford do it at all.
Yeah,
he can tag out
exactly
and have somebody else do it, which is pretty funny.
Yeah,
but
and that's like it's like a lead-in because they are going to be making the movie The Thunderbolts. And that's supposed to have the Red Hulk in it as well, and a bunch of other characters.
Right.
So.
All right. Do we have anything else we want to talk about? We've got like 10 minutes left.
I will talk about something that happened to me this week. I went to the Chinese theater to retrieve my Obi-Wan Kenobi costume, which is in worse shape than I remember it being, and I feel really bad about it. And it's not because it was on display; it's that it's because I wore it out. but my old Ben costume has been on display at the Chinese theater for 5 years, since the last Star Wars movie came out in theaters, like 2019. It's been there since then. And so I went down and I grabbed that and some other costumes and stuff. But trying to get there, it was, of course, yesterday was May Day. And May Day is when there's all the labor, you know, I can't think of the name of it now. The protests and
protests?
stuff. Yeah. And so, I mean, it just got absolutely insane trying to get down there because they closed off Hollywood Boulevard, which I was expecting because there tonight is the premiere of Planet of the Apes, the latest Planet of the Apes movie.
Yeah.
So, and I was warned about that. I knew that was going to happen. But what happened really, they were setting up at the Chinese, but they hadn't closed the street off. What they did do is close the street off for protests. And so from Gower Street to La Brea, it was all closed off.
That is a long stretch.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then Highland, which goes north and south past Hollywood Boulevard and the Chinese theater, that also was closed. And the police had closed it off. People were marching and they were screaming and doing whatever. And I guess it was labor, people having like a labor rally or something.
Oh, you figured out what it was?
I'm looking at KTLA Channel 5.
Oh, I was looking at KTLA Channel 5 while you were in the traffic for it, and I couldn't find any stories about it.
Huh.
Yeah,
So they must have published it.
So they
since
had a
then.
rally and a march, and we've had issues here in Los Angeles where a lot of the housekeeping folks and the people who work the tough jobs at hotels are trying to get better pay. This has been going on for a long time, and I think it was those guys. But the problem is when I got there, and I finally made it to Hollywood and Highland so I could park and go to the Chinese theater and get the stuff. I walked out and somebody's like yelling and people are cheering, and I couldn't understand, much like the play that we talked about at the top of the show. I couldn't understand what the heck they were saying because somebody had a megaphone and it was just like blah, 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 blah. And the police were rolling their eyes and I'm like, do you know what this is for? And they're like, no, we cannot figure it out. We cannot hear it. And I went into the Chinese and they didn't know what it was because they couldn't hear it either. And so whatever this protest was like almost kind of a big fail. Because if you don't know what they're protesting for, I mean, and it could have been anything. It could have been, you know, the war. It could have been whatever. No clue. Absolutely no clue. And just, it was just exhausting. But so it can take me like 30, 35 minutes to get from here to the Chinese theater if there's no traffic. 3.5 hours round trip to get out there. And it took me like an hour and a half or something to go 1 mile. It was the worst. And there was no warning. There was nothing that said road closed ahead or anything like that. We just got...
Oh, boy.
And it wasn't showing up in the map program either.
No. It was
Like, it wasn't
really
even
crazy.
read in the map program until, I don't know, I reloaded or
And
something.
Jinyo mentions that it's the International Day to celebrate workers' rights, which I knew and we talked about and I celebrated on my morning show. So I went into it knowing that that was the day. I didn't expect them to shut down Hollywood. That was just nuts. And, you know, yeah, it wasn't on Google Maps. It wasn't my my GPS, which usually ties into traffic slowdowns, did not do it. Just, it was absolutely the worst.
If you were in San Francisco, all you'd be held up with was some, you know, apes on horses.
Right.
But,
See,
you know, and
that
here we get the other stuff, I tell you.
would have been fun. And at first I thought it was all for Planet of the Apes. I'm like, this does not make me want to see this movie. But then it turned out to not be that at all. On the plus side, though, I got my costume back, which I'm great for.
That's good.
But I
Yeah.
I was thinking of wearing it this Saturday for Star Wars Day, but I'm not sure it's in condition enough to wear it. I'm going to have to run it by Colleen, see what she says. Because in reality, I think I put it on display at the Chinese because I was supposed to replace it. which
Oh,
I have
okay.
not done in 5 years.
Yeah.
So, real bummer.
Yeah. And for those of you in the audience wondering, yeah, there was a promotional stunt for the movie they did in San Francisco where actors were dressed in the ape costumes for the movie, so to speak, and riding horses. So over by
This
the
this week?
Golden Gate Bridge. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, there were protests on the Golden Gate Bridge too, just
Yeah.
not
It
yesterday.
was like
It
I
was like a
looked
week
like
ago.
it was in the little that right around where we parked to get the pictures way back when we went to the
Yeah, when we did the Star Wars show.
yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like that little area where you get the Golden Gate in the background, that kind of space, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
Wacky.
yeah.
What you doing
Cool.
for Star Wars Day, Jeff?
The parade. I don't know. Probably not much else.
All right, so Jeff and
I
I
may
are
have to
doing
do
the Orange City of Orange Chamber of Commerce parade on May the 4th. There will be some 501st and Rebel Legion guys, not too many, and I'm wondering if we should go be with those guys because they've only got like a handful of people, and they're supposed to be the stars of the May 4th parade, and I'm like, that's crummy. So we actually got permission to move our Star Wars cars over there if we want to.
Okay.
From Darius, who's organizing us together.
Yeah.
When I leave there, I'm bugging out, and I picked up a thing at the Academy Museum for the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, across from the Peterson Auto Museum. I'm going to do a little lightsaber training over there, and then I'm leaving there, and I'm going to Van Nuys to the old Industrial Light and Magic building, and I'm going to be there in costume for a screening of episode 4 at the old ILM building, which is now an architectural numbers building. But it used to be Apogee and special effects there, which is cool. So it'll be neat to see that place again and see what they're up to now. And then they've got a whole bunch of things all over the place that are like, over here is where they built the Death Star. Over here is where they built the TIE Fighters.
Yeah, I may be doing house stuff afterwards at the sometime after the parade. So yeah.
Good luck. We're all counting on you. And Colleen's gonna like take a nap.
I need it.
Saturday.
I'm exhausted.
Looks like it. Look tired.
Yeah, and I'm supposed to go out to lunch with some people. I made plans to go out to lunch with some people and then saw that there was a cool event in Glendale where you can go to the old 1930s Glendale Airport terminal with a group.
Right, that Disney now occupies, right?
Yeah, Disney now occupies it as an office. But I'm going out to lunch with some people, so it'll be really nice to see them. And I'm really, really hoping that I get up enough energy to get some sewing in because I am woefully, woefully behind on that.
Oh boy!
And I would really like to get some work done. You want to wrap us up, Sean?
Yeah, I surely will. The thing now with that Disney thing, it's the Grand Central Creative Campus is what it's called now.
Oh.
And it is on the National Register of Historic Places. But yeah, it looks pretty neat, and it looks like your kind of building because it reminds me of Union Station. Yeah. Hey, so thank you for tuning in. We're always very grateful when you do and hang out with us. I'm glad that we seem to be firing on all cylinders tonight. We were on Facebook or Twitch or on YouTube or over at sci-fi.radio where you got the audio. So, sorry, no pictures over there. We do what we can. You can hear a replay of this show on the station later on. You can find the show on YouTube if you want to share it with somebody. If there's a way to like or subscribe or otherwise befriend us, please do. We're always grateful when you do. Big thanks to Kit, Boba-Kit Sovine, who does all of our social media over on Facebook, runs the DB94 page, puts all the funnies and the news and the stuff up there, and also keeps our document nice and shiny so that we know what we can talk about this week and not be completely lost. So thanks, Kit, for doing that. And in the meantime, I'll be on the show tomorrow to wrap up the week for Good Morning Tatooine. That's at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Time at sci-fi.radio. Go ahead and tune in there. We'll play some weird music and have a good time and get ready for the coming weekend, May the 4th, which is not Orthodox Star Wars Day, by the way. It's just funny Star Wars day. We have more planned for the 25th, which is also a Saturday, and we'll talk more about that later.
I'm Colleen Kaylee Crosby.
It's just so Donoho.
I am Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby. As always,
May the force
be with you.
Night, everybody.
Oh, let's see. I know I have credits up here somewhere. There we go. Bye, video people. We will see all y'all later on.